Hey everybody, John Dowhauer. Hope everybody's having a great day. If not, go have one. We're above dirt, so we're good to go. Today we're going to talk about plugging a tire. So, everybody has car tires, lawnmower tires, bicycle tires, side-by-side tires, all kinds of tires. And we've all gotten a flat tire. And typically when we get a flat tire, it's in the very most inconvenient spot, right? It's at night, you're alone, you're far away from a gas station, and you end up having to call a tow truck, spend $300 to get it towed somewhere, or even if you have roadside assistance on your insurance carrier, it ends up taking 4 hours out of your day, and then you have to pay somebody to plug it anyway. So what we're gonna go over today is not only how to plug a tire, but the tools that you'll need to do it. And just remember today, somewhere in the video, we're gonna have a little giveaway for somebody to win. So just please watch through and see where that's at. But I just have to say, from safety standpoint, the plugs that I'm gonna show you are absolutely fine doing in lawnmowers, side-by-sides, anything like that. You can also do it in a car tire, but a lot of your shops and stuff will tell you not to use the plug, and they'll want you to actually take it to the shop, take the tire off the wheel, and plug it from the inside. So this may just be something that you do to safely get you to a gas station or dealership to do that. I will say, back in the day when I turned wrenches, we plugged tires this way every day and it was fine, but they've kind of moved away from saying that's an okay thing to do. I still do it and it still works fine, but just FYI, letting you know, this is just free information that I'm giving you, and you do with it as you will. If you'll feel more comfortable going to get it taken care of after you plug it, that's fine. But like I said, this is more something to get you going on the side of the road, or you're on your farm or just in your yard and you need to get something up and going until you have time to fix it. So anyway, let's get to it. So we're going to do it on a lawnmower tire right now, and the reason why we're going to do that is so we can show you exactly what we're doing, how we're doing it, best way to do it. Now, on a lawnmower tire, on a side-by-side tire, you can kind of plug it wherever you want. When it comes to your car tire, and this is important, if it's in the flat part of the tire, you're going to be just fine. If your hole is in the sidewall at any given point, then we're not going to plug that, okay? The tread is very thick and it's made to be able to be plugged or patched or whatever the case. Your sidewall of your tire is not made to do that. So if from anywhere on your sidewall, from the edge of your tread down to the wheel, so in this area, if that's where we have the blowout or the hole or anything like that, don't do it. Do not plug it. Unfortunately, you're going to have to call for service, or you're going to have to get your spare tire out, put it on, take it to the shop. So just remember that. And that's for plugging, patching, any repair. If it's on that sidewall down, you don't mess with it. You let a professional take care of it, okay? So anyway, this is on the lawnmower, and this is actually a real hole that I got in this tire out on the farm, okay? So what I did is I pulled the plug out that I actually used, and I just put a screw in it to kind of tell you and show you what we're usually going to run into. 90% of the time when you get something, it's going to be a nail, it's going to be a screw, it's going to be a bolt, it's going to be something that you can take care of to get you back on the road, so you're not pulling your spare, you don't have your wife out there doing it herself. Sometimes you'll get just a blowout, anything like that, obviously you're going to have to change it and take care of it right then and there. So anyway, we're going to go through the tools we need, we're going to show you how to plug it, all that. So we have a pair of dikes here, or they used to be called dikes, I call them dikes, sharp pliers, whatever you want to call them. So all you're going to do is, obviously if it's on one, if it's on a lawnmower, it's easy to do. If it's on your car, you want to make sure and roll your car tire back, so if you're laying on the ground, you can get to it. Obviously, if you're laying on the ground, to get to a screw on your car tire, make sure it's in park, make sure it's off, make sure you're not laying in traffic, make sure if there's somebody that can be standing there to make sure people see where you're at. Just be safe, okay? Be very careful and safe. But anyway, you're going to take these dikes, And sometimes you can just yank it straight out. Sometimes you can just grab it and yank it straight out. Sometimes it won't come out and you have to actually twist it. So sometimes you have to twist it, twist it, twist it, and then eventually, hopefully it'll get loose enough where you can take it with your fingers. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's not, but in this case, we're gonna be able to twist the rest of the way out. Okay, now, you hear the air escaping from the tire, right? That's pretty normal, whether it's lawnmower tires or car tires. Unfortunately, with your car tire, it's probably already flat by the time you know you got a nail in it and you're on the side of the road and you can't do anything. But there are occasions where I've found my wife's car that I just see a low tire and I can go ahead and take care of it right then and there so it doesn't ruin the tire. So we want a pair of pliers, something like that, to get whatever's in that tire out. You're always going to have that with you, because whatever's stuck in there, generally you are not going to get out with your hands unless you have something to get it out. So they make these little plug kits, okay? So they come with two tools. They come with a reamer and they come with the plug insert kit. So the reamer, what it is it's sized for the size of plug that comes with the kit. So this is the first tool we're going to use. So you're going to take that tool and whatever that hole is, you're going to push it in there and you're going to ream it out and make sure it's nice and smooth. And if you have to do it a couple times, do it a couple times. Make sure that hole's smooth, okay? Now on a car tire, it's going to be a little harder than that. On a tire like this, it's not. Now, if you get down there and the bolt's twice as big as this reamer, nothing's going to work. You can't plug it, you can't patch it, you can't do anything, and now you're in the same boat where you're changing your tire. So the hole can't be any bigger than this or it's not going to work. But generally, it's not going to be bigger than that. Okay, so we used our reamer. All right, best time, giveaway time. Giveaway time, here we go. Okay, so what we're giving away is we're giving away a slime compressor with a light kit for night use. We're giving away our pliers. We're also giving away a slime kit that includes everything that we need. This little kit right here has the auger, the plug kit, the plugs, and something to check your tire pressure with when you're done. So all this is what we talked about in the video. This is going to get you up and rolling and going. So let's see who's going to win this bad boy. But there are a few instructions that you have to follow. First of all, you have to subscribe. Second of all, you have to like. If you want to leave a comment, you can leave a comment. Must live in the United States, and you must be able to be willing to let me use your name live on an upcoming video, okay? The other thing, you're gonna have to send your information, your name, and a contact phone number to dowhowarddoesit@gmail.com, okay? So that's it. Anything else you need, read the description. Back to the video. So you're gonna take the reamer out, okay? Now we have our second tool, which is the piece that we're actually gonna put the plug in with, okay? So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So here we have our plugs. You can get different packages. You can get, 20 plugs, 4 plugs, 5 plugs. It doesn't matter, you get all kinds. But what you're gonna notice is when you start pulling this package apart, it's good to have a pair of gloves in your car too, right? Because see how sticky these are? And it's fairly chilly out here right now. So the warmer it gets outside, the stickier these things become, which is a good thing. But they can get on your hands and it's pretty hard to get off. So you usually want something that you can have between your hands. Nice pair of gloves. So you're gonna take that whole plug, okay? You're gonna take that plug and you're gonna put it right inside this tool. Now, like I said, it's sticky, but you're gonna push it in there. Now, what I like to do, instead of trying to put it in with your fingers all the way, which will take you all day, get your pliers that you already have, and you're gonna grab that. Now, you don't wanna cut it, so you don't wanna put a ton of pressure on it, but you're just gonna nice and slowly pull that through, okay? Pull that through. Then we want just a little bit more. Pull it through. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to have that plug about half and half. Doesn't have to be perfect, just, you know, about half and half. So now what you're going to do is this plug, you're going to take this plug and this little tool and the tip of that tool, you're going to put in the hole. Now, this is generally a little hard to put in, which is a good thing. Now, if you start pushing and pushing and pushing and you just can't simply get this plug to go in, then you take this out, you get your reamer back out, you take it, you clean it out some more, back and forth, clean it out some more until you clean out enough to where you can get it to go in. Okay, that might be several tries, but that's what you may have to do. Okay, so let's say we did it, we go back in. So what happens is when you push in, it takes that plug and you can twist just a little bit. You don't want to twist a bunch, but you can twist a little bit. But what you're going to do is you're going to push that plug. Now see, that was a little hard to do, but that's perfect. That's what I want. You want some friction and tension on that sucker when you push it in. So what you're going to do is you're going to push it in 3/4 of the way. All the way like that. Okay, so now we have more than half of that whole plug pushed in that tire right now. That's exactly what we want. We want all that plug to be on the inside of the tire. Now, the way this tool works is you don't want to pull out really slow. What you want to do is kind of just help hold this back, and you're going to take this tool and you're going to kind of pull. You're going to kind of pull, quick pulls, because that's how it works. You kind of twist it, quick pulls, and you pull out. The reason why you do that is if you look on the tip of this tool, you're going to see at the end here it's split. It's not one solid piece. Okay, it's split right here at the end. And that plug catches on that because it's sticky. So if you push it in and you pull out and you go really, really, really slow, chances are you might pull that plug back out of the tire. So when you get it in there, like I said, you're going to kind of yank it, twist it, and then it's going to pull right up through that tool just like it did for us. Okay. So now that we have our plug in our tire, we want about that much showing. That's perfect. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead, before we do anything else, we're going to put a little air in our tire and make sure our leak's actually gone, or at least gone enough to get us back home or wherever we need to go to get it fixed. So we're going to put air in. Okay, so that's exactly what we want to happen every time if possible. We got it out, put our auger in there, put our plug in there, pulled the plug tool out, aired it up, no leaks. So what we're going to do is we don't want to trim this flat with the tire. We only want to trim a little bit of this off. Okay, so you just take your cutters, go in there, cut a little bit off so they're even. But that's all you want to take off of there, because you want that plug to stick out on the outside of the tire. So how this works and what's going to happen is this plug on the inside of the tire, there's a loop in there. And this sticky material on this plug, what happens is once it holds air, as you start to drive and that tire turns and that tire builds temperature, it starts to make this plug hot. And what it does is it starts to melt. This real sticky stuff gets really, really, really sticky, and it bonds on the inside of the tire. And then on the outside here, as you're going over it and running over it, it will squish that down. And so what happens is, as it heats up and it gets hot enough, because that tire, every time it hits the ground, it's making heat. And it makes more heat, more heat, more heat, more heat. And it actually starts to bond that plug on the inside of the tire, which makes the fix, okay? So that's really all there is to it. Now, like I said, you know, the information I give you is how much you pay for it. It's free. This is what I do to all my equipment. I don't care what it is. I do all this to my equipment, and I actually still use this process in my cars. Any dealership tire center, they're going to tell you can't do that anymore. And that's fine. And like I said, if you just need to use that as, you know, this is really a fix that your daughter, your son, your wife's out on the road, you can't help them. You know, it's nighttime. You know, they don't know where they're at. There's no help. It's going to take 6 hours to get help, that sort of thing. This is what this is for, is to get them back on the road, somewhere safe, somewhere secure, somewhere they can, you know, get you out there, whatever it takes to get the tire fixed right. So like I said, you know, that's free information, so do with what you want. But other than that, that's how we do it. So if you would, please subscribe. Leave some comments below. If you have questions, let me know. If you have any other questions around that, let me know. We'll see what we can do for you. And as always, have a great day. We're above dirt. See you next time.